Hey, welcome. So today we have a question. Let's see what question comes out, and if it resonates with you, feel free to listen to this reading. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything is okay. That you find some calm, some peace amidst life's struggles. Let's see what comes out for us today. Which of them? Okay. We have, who can I serve today? In a world lacking soul-to-soul connection, small and simple acts are what create the biggest and most lasting impact. We shift our pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. Who needs you today? And today's soul action. Listen to your heart. Who needs you? Make one soulful connection today and give solely to spread more love, expecting nothing in return. Nourish the joy that you feel when you serve others. I think that sometimes we are so lost in the frantic and hectic rhythm of our own lives that we forget about the impact we can have in someone else's life, and sometimes just a small thing, right? Or at least for us it's a small thing, and for them it's like huge, and we don't even realize it. We have shadowed glass, seeing the unseen, portal to change, shift perspective, discovering hidden paths, opening to new visions. And we have safe space, sanctuary of magic, seeking solitude, shield against the world, being protected, source of strength. So I think you're going actually through this change, right? I think that it's interesting how here we have the sentence starting with, in a world lacking soul-to-soul connection. And here we have the safe space. So perhaps you have created your safe space to protect yourself, to protect your energy, right? Seeking this solitude state, to protect yourself and to in it find your strength, right? But perhaps because you have done it and because you have stepped away, aside from the madness of the world, you are now able to see the unseen, meaning to see the things that before you could not see. So it has actually become a shift in your perspective. Perhaps you have realized how instead of being in the world and letting yourself go along the madness, perhaps you can be in the world and observe it and help where you can help, right? These small, simple acts, right, that create the big lasting impact that is mentioned in our card. We shift our own pain and experience an avalanche of love when we lose ourselves in the service of others. And I think this is what you might be going through, is learning. It's discovering this hidden path, right? It's opening up to a new way of being. It's being more connected to your heart chakra. It's also being more grounded, right? It's not about trying to reach 1,000 people in a day, but it's about that one person that you see and that you make them feel seen. Those apparently small connections, they create a huge wave, right? Of giving, of love, of generosity. I'm thinking about that part in Lord of the Rings where they say like it's the everyday small acts of kindness and love that keep evil at bay, right? And I think that's the shift you are going through. Love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. So perhaps you are going through a period of your life where you were so lost in the chaos of the world, you lost sight of your own divinity, right? Of the beautiful things that this world actually has to offer, of the beautiful things that people have to offer, because the way the world is right now and the kind of news that circulate all the time, it's very easy to just look at the negative side, right? But there's so much wonder, so many beautiful things out there as well. They are just not communicated as much. And I think that perhaps you have retreated to shield yourself, but now you are in a position where you can see the beauty of everything again, to notice the joy, right? And that's a beautiful place to be. That's a beautiful shift and evolution, and it denotes as well a higher degree of awareness, right? You're no longer just seeing things the way the world sells you, but you are actually seeing beyond it. And once you see beyond it and you discover all the magnificent things the world has to offer, then you can't go back. You can't see it any other way. You open something in you. There's something that blossoms, right? Exactly. We have card number 5. This one was number 8, which is growth. Because it is a sign of growth when you can remain in the world as an observer, right? And choosing when you want to act rather than reacting to everything that is happening, right? Do you see how she's on top of the world, not the other way around? She dictates her own pace, her own rhythm. And she's grounded. And I think that that's the key, right? It's like that quote, I think, from Jesus. I'm not going to say it correctly, but it's like being in the world without being of this world, right? It's like you can still have your integrity, be present in the everyday life, in the physical, interacting, right, with this material world, but you say at the same time you are grounded in who you are. You have your internal structure, right? You are faithful to your own values, to your own principles. You see beyond the shadowed glass that they try to put in front of us, right? You can see a different perspective. You can see the beauty out there, and you can also see who truly needs you and who is just profiting, right? I think you have shifted your own pain, and so now you are opening up to all of the love that is actually already here and present, and how you can now show this to other people. How can you serve others? How can you help them? I think you are now opening up to this. Perhaps you are finding your path as well as a light worker, right? Let's get more cards. For sure you are here as well to share your gifts with the world. We have the grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings, and we have healing is happening. You're not broken, trust the process, it's safe to soften. Exactly. So despite all the hardships that you might be going through, I think you're starting to realize that there is strength in being soft, right? There's a cool Marina, used to be Marina and the Diamonds, song about it. What's the name? Soft to be strong, something like that. It's a cool song. If you wanna go listen to it. But it is that remember your roots, and I do mean like the way she's rooted in herself, not just your ancestrals in this lifetime, but you at a soul level essence. Who are you? What's your mission here? Finding that your purpose, your grounding force, right? Because that's gonna help you remain truthful to who you are, right? To stand when a lot of people can't stand anymore. So I think that's the key, right? Trust that you are being guided, trust the weavings, trust the process. Sometimes it's very hard, sometimes we receive terrible news, sometimes horrible things just happen, right? Trust that for a reason or another, everything is serving a purpose, right? And that you are not broken, and that whatever is happening to you, you always have the power to shift how you assimilate that story, how you can decide what to do with what is happening at the moment. And that kind of power no one can take away from you. Can I take the Earth card? I'm actually gonna take all of them because they seem quite appropriate what we were discussing. So let me just try to make sure you can see everything. Sometimes cards get a bit cut in my readings, I apologize. So we have the Earth card, number 24. With the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So perhaps you are going through this activation, right? Because if you manage to see things through the lenses of love, of service, then you are already in service to the earth itself, right? You are already working towards the forces of good, basically, because you are already refusing to see through the shadowed glasses, through the stained glasses, right? You are being able to see beauty in all aspects of this Mother Earth. And that's a force that you can't fake, that you can't just replicate. It has to come from within, right? And here we have card number 43 with transition. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. And I think here is this healing grace, this healing phase that you are going through, right? You are not broken. Just keep trusting the process, And you are learning how to let go, how to surrender to this process, how to see the beauty in the pain, basically, how to honor the purpose, right? How to honor what you are here to do, how to honor your own growth, how to love who you are, because you are a divine being. And I think that in this world sometimes it's very easy to forget that, right? So we have to remind ourselves where we come from, why are we here, what's our intention, to allow for this transition to occur. We have number 40, soul time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. And that card to me goes very much along with the grandmothers, right? Remember your roots. Remember that you're not just this body here in this moment, right? You are so much larger than that. You contain so many multitudes, right? You are so huge on so many levels that it's even hard to begin to explain it, basically. So how can you forget all that you are and think that you are just this body here in this world that is going through a phase where it seems like there's no soul-to-soul connection? Because if you shift your perspective, right, and you bring all that you are into the present moment, then you're gonna see everything else that is here, that is being weaved for our future, and that is just so good. Even if we are sold the story that the world is not gonna get any better, right? But that's just one story, one perspective. And we have discernment, number 20. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom, which is very much these three cards, right? And I will say it again. In a world lacking soul-to-soul connection, small and simple acts are what creates the biggest and most lasting impact. And when we shift our own pain and experience, an avalanche of love shows up, right? It starts because we have found ourselves in the service of others, right? Of Mother Earth, of all these beneficial energies, right? So it's really about having the discernment to accept this shift in perspective, to accept this transition that your soul has proposed itself to experience in this lifetime, right? And when you can see people from a place of inner balance and detachment, it means that regardless of what they are doing, regardless of what they are going through, you can help them without interfering, in the sense of without controlling their choices, but you can inspire them, you can guide them, right, with wisdom that you have acquired, with compassion that you have in your heart, because you are coming from a inner place of balance, of sanctuary. You've understood how to love yourself, so you can help without feeling drained after, right? You have your boundaries in place, right? And you'll feel compelled, to keep on giving from your heart, because the more you give love, the more love multiplies, and it's so incredible to see that in real life, right? And that's such a big proof that there is love and beauty out there. Get you one more card from here. We have star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. So again, this comes from how you might belong to this lineage of don't be afraid to go deeper into who you are, right? Into this lineage of beings who have century after century come to earth to do good despite all odds. And there are so many stories out there, and more, especially now with the internet, like an AI that is flooding internet, and sometimes it's hard to search for a topic, but go deep down that rabbit hole and look for the stories, look for those who came in and have done something extraordinary purely out of the love in their heart, right? Because those stories, they are out there, and it's important to see that the path has been beaten before, right? Somebody has already walked that path, and you are just discovering it now, and you are opening yourself to new ways of being. So maybe it's also important to see examples of those who have come before. My capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. So this is actually a great advice for when you decide to leave your safe space, right? Always remember, it's your capacity to tune into the energy of love that gives you the words that you need when you're ready to speak up, the compassion that you'll need when it's time to forgive, and the power that you'll need when you are lost. Because in truth, you are never lost. If you love yourself, if you are grounded in yourself, you can always attune to your higher self, and you can always use your intuition to understand where you are being guided to, right? You can always connect to so many other beings that will be in the same frequency as you, that can also help you, right? Finding your soul tribe, walking together, having a higher impact as well as a group. And lastly, I just want to leave you with a angel number. 3737, inner harmony. Seek inner harmony and balance. Your inner world reflects, in your outer reality. And it's such a perfect card because it basically sums up everything we've been saying here, right? When you go through that shift on the inside, automatically it's going to change your outer reality, right? It's just, there's no other way around it. It's how the laws of the universe work. So strive to focus on that harmony, on that peaceful feeling on the inside, and you'll see it soon reflected in the outside as well. All right, I hope this reading was helpful. Let me know in the comments. I'm still starting out, so all kinds of kind comments are welcome, and I wish you such a beautiful, lovely week ahead. Bye bye.